Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and we're back with another Gundam card game video. Now this video will be a deck profile on what I believe might be my final build for the Clan Battle G-Quux deck until we get new cards in a future set sometime. But yeah, I've been testing a lot against different stages of the game, both aggro, fellow mid-ranges, you know, the late game blocker decks, and I think I'm pretty comfortable on this build. So let's go through it, let's talk about it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to like the video if you like this sort of content, subscribe if you want to join the UniX fam and never miss a beat on our Gundam card game content, and make sure you stay to the end so you can hear about all the other things we are up to here in Universe X. Now let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is going to be my G-Quux list, my Clan Battle list. I do think that I currently am at the stage of this deck that I am going to stay at for quite some time. I played a lot of games versus aggro, versus mid-range, and even versus like Gundam Wing, like, you know, Blue-Eyed Epion. I faced all stages of the game with this deck, and I think this is where I am comfortable with my list until we get some more support. So, going with this, first and foremost, I just gotta say, I do love the SD Gundam G generation cards here. I love little bases, the EX bases, because I love this game. I actually covered it on my second channel, so if you guys want to see what that game is about, just go over in the description and yeah, check out Universe X Media. Anywho, great goated EX base. We'll put that off to the side here. And yeah, when it comes to this list, first thing we got here, we got four Gaia's Rick Doms. I know a lot of people are kind of like weird about this, but realistically, this fits two particular selections with a third kind of coming up. One, it's actually going to be a cool little mix of, it's got clan, it's a level 2 cost, so you can play it on curve, and the support. Now, the support comes up very, very little. Every now and then it does kind of do something, but for the most part, the support is just there to just be another effect. The important part is you can curve it out on turn 2, whether you're going first or second, and it's got clan. Those are the predominantly like foremost parts about it. And then every now and then, like you guys actually I think saw on the video where I had gameplay, I played this on turn 2, I played this on turn 3, and I supported this and I crashed the EX base. So that's pretty cool. So you've got that right there. Then the next card I have here is going to be 4 of the Shugai's Gelgoog. This is a very, very, very cool card, but most importantly, it's a 3/3 that you play out for 2 that leaves you with 1 resource, even on curve, to be able to play out a pilot. It just clan, so it links with both Shuji and Machu, so this card cannot be understated in how good this is. Very, very good card. Next card we got here, we got 4 Red Gundams. 4 Red Gundams is also super important because 4 Red Gundams, they're crazy statted. A 2 for a 3/4 is fine, but when your pilot is scrying every turn and giving you a +2 to HP, this just makes this guy a 4/6. Those are respectable stats for survivability, and you're likely going to be able to pair with Shuji and just get these like taken in over and over and over again. Then this card is like the card I hate to have in there, but I just end up finding that I had to go back to it. The G-Quux Omega Saikamu is just a 4/2, and I hate the 2 HP with all of my being, but the ping, if you have another friendly clan member in play, is great, because if you really think about it, when you're thinking about trading or crashing, this is going to be the card that allows you to make that an actual trade instead of them just being left with 1 HP. It also enables other burn to work. There's a lot of good stuff that G-Quux Omega Saikamu does, and so yeah, it has to be there, and it links with Machu and its clan, all that. This LR cannot be understated. The LR from the starter deck are very, very good for Red Gundam. It's just, this causes so many stupid plays. The Breach one is great for being able to go to face while you're going against board. When you have Shuji under him, he's a 5/5, and so you can swing over all sorts of weenies and still get your damage through. On top of that, he does, when he swings, he chooses 1 to 2 friendly clan units, and they gain AP +2 for the turn. So there's a lot of times where it's like, oh, I can't, you know, crash into Gundam without losing my Red Gundam. No, if you already have stuff like this on the board, you can then attack, boost himself up so he clears the base, and then boost him up so he can crash 5 into the Gundam and Amuro that's already rested. So that's a very, very good play. This guy is just phenomenal, and I now see why he's a 4-3. Like, you could not have him with 4 HP. He could not be going up to a 6 backside. So yeah, then you have this card, Shugas Gelgu. Like I said, I kind of don't like this card, but it's a necessary card. It does enable burn to happen, coming out and just pinging things. You can link it to Shugai if you run it, and then on top of that, it is another body you can drop off of the big Omega Saikamu. So I think 2 of is where I like to keep it. Can't really see myself putting it further than that. One card that I updated, I went down to 1 of, is going to be the starter deck LR Omega Saikamu. It just doesn't come up much. You generally want to have the momentum terms of playing out your 7 or your 5 cost Omega Saikamu and then being able to link with it along with whatever you bring out, maybe linking with that too, for 2 attacks out of literal thin air. But on top of that, Machu sometimes can go underneath Shugai's Gelgu in order to just get a quick link and swing and potentially drawing of a card. But there aren't many times where you want to use this. There are sometimes, there is a time and a place where you're just like, okay, I want to use that first strike and like pop. But a lot of times, I just feel like you want to save your Machus for something else, and until we get like another Machu way down the line, it's just really hard to use Machu on this card in a lot of cases. So I put it down to 1 because it's definitely used sometimes, but it's just not all the time. I end up discarding it a lot of times off a card we're going to get to later. We got 2 red Gundam. This guy is a level 5, and so you have to keep it careful because he can't be flipped off the top of the deck with the Omega Saikamu, but at the same time, he is during Link High Maneuver, and his link is just Clan. So we have 3 different pilots that link with him in this deck, and he's able to just swing over blockers, take out those bases, all sorts of cool things. So whether he's a dive bomber or just consistent high maneuver damage, I think this guy is very, very good. If you put Shuji under him, he becomes a 5-6, allowing him to survive a lot of chump hits, but also being able to take out bases on his own. If you put Machu on him, he's a 6-1, still allowing him to get over the 6 cost bases. So this guy is kind of like an omni tool of getting it in on bases. Very, very good. Then for the boss card, I found that my preferred number is just 3. 3 Omega Saikamus. If you run 4, you can potentially draw it way too often. Usually use it twice in a game. If you use all 3, your opponent, the game either went on too long or like your opponent was just getting duggied on. But realistically, I do think that this is a very, very, very awesome card. When you build your deck right, like I don't really miss off this card. It's still possible, but generally I don't miss off this card, and you just have to kind of make sure your ratios are good. Top 3 does feel a little shallow, but that's why you just got to keep it tight. That's why I don't run things like the 1 cost Zaku that boosts itself, because you're ruining your consistency late game for both your top 3 searches with Schoolgirl and Smuggler and your top 3s for G-Quux and Omega Saikamu. As for bases, I've got 1 copy of the Kanban Co. Limited, and this is really, really cool. The turn you link with a clan unit, that clan unit gains breach 3, so you're going to be able to push through a lot of damage. If they don't answer this immediately and your deck is doing what it's supposed to do, you're going to run away with the game because you're going to be clearing the board while clearing all of the bases. And then the other ones I have are 4 Guadins. This is the one thing I have up for trade. I may go 3 Guadin and 2 Kanban Co. Limited, but this is such a good card. Like, I think low-key, this card, I underestimated a lot. This card is one of the best cards released in the set for red, because you're getting a card from your shields, and then you're discarding a red card to draw a new card. And so essentially you're seeing 2 cards by tapping 2 energy. And so in a lot of ways, in terms of momentum, yes, it is taking from your shields, but lots of red decks tend to be aggressive as well as combo oriented. So this is almost as close as you can get in red to having a something like a Show of Resolve, where you're just seeing 2 cards. Yeah, it's not the same amount of plussing because you play a card from hand, you discard a card, but you see 2 different cards in most cases. But yeah, it's the closest thing you can kind of see to Show of Resolve in red. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Guadin. Next, you have got Machu, and we all know how stupid Machu is in this deck. You're just going to check the top card of your deck. If it's clan, add it to hand. So if you have a lot of clan in your deck, this is great to use. You can put pilots, you can put units into your hand. So overall, it's just really, really good. But then you also have Shuji. These guys are Mavs, they are partners, so it's like they go hand in hand. Shuji, every time you attack with a linked unit with Shuji, he's going to check the top card of your deck, and then he's going to end up, he's going to check the top card of your deck, and you can choose to keep it at the top, put it at the bottom. With Shuji in specific, once you do this, you'll be able to link with Machu and pick up the cards you kept on the top, ensuring that essentially Machu replaces itself. Every single turn that Shuji survives on the board, your deck gets more and more consistent and hits its beats well, which means he's a high profile target, but since he's giving +2 HP, you get a lot of mileage off of what you're doing. Then what we've got next is going to be the, we're going to get to the commands. And the commands right here, we've got Schoolgirl and Smuggler, checking your top 3 for a clan unit or a clan pilot, adding it to your hand. Very, very nice. Allows you to have a turn 1 play, whether you're going first or second, and that allows you to search and make your deck more consistent. It's great that they printed out a card like this, and I want to see more archetype specific cards like this. Now this is where the biggest change came through. I am now running 4 close combat. I had them in my original build at 3, then I switched them to Battle of Aces. I switched them out for some point. I put them back in with Battle of Aces, and now I'm settling back on not 3 but 4. Mainly because in the early game, this is going to be what keeps those pesky 1-drops off of your face. People will play out GM, people play out their Gray's Custom, their Zaku 2s, their Zaku's that boost, and you'll be able to just be like, okay, yeah, well, I'm just going to pay 2 and get that off the field before it can do damage. This allows your EX space to last a little longer, and all this deck needs to do is get to close to like turn 4 to really start playing the game and then amassing advantage that other decks can't dream of. So I do think that close combat is what gets you there, and I have been loving this. Also, it does have a burst as well that can really help you if you're just getting like beat in and then, you know, flip this and you smoke one of the 2 drops before it can swing. So yeah, close combat is actively goated, and I think it fits into this deck that doesn't really have many 2-cost plays. And then the next card we have here, we have 2 Undying Persistence. Had to take that down to 2, used to be at 3. Shugai is very, very good, but realistically, we're trying to link with Shuji or Machu. If we have to link into a clan-specific unit with Shugai, that's fine, but we can also link into Shugai's Gelgoog, the red one, with this, and that's fine too. So that's pretty much that. Now, a couple questions I think most people want to hear, and I'll have the full layout of the deck list in a moment. Hey you guys, quick reminder that if you like the video, and you can always go in the description and see all the other things we are up to in Universe X, such as, you know, live streaming video games on Universe X Media, or even the membership service on this channel, where for 99 cents a month, tiny bit for you, a lot for me, you guys can get access to videos as I upload them, not as they're scheduled. You guys get to end up having extra content that's less edited, but I still want to put it up for you guys anyway. And you guys also get to join into giveaways like the one I'm currently doing for these 3 sealed STO6 Clan Unity starter decks. Yeah, I'm going to be trying to do that every time I get my hands on extra product. I will put it back into this channel because you guys support me, so I want to return the favor. That being said, let's get back to the content, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so going into some like ratios real quick, when it comes to cards like this, the Smuggler and the Schoolgirl, right? Or Schoolgirl and Smuggler, I always get that mixed up. This card searches top 3 for a clan unit and or pilot, and in this game, in this particular deck, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 32, 36, I believe. So if I'm not mistaken, because I may have been wrong here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, there we go. So 35 different cards out of a 50 card deck that can get touched by Schoolgirl and Smuggler. So we're only missing our bases and our other oh wait, no, that's not a pilot, because that's it's a command, so it is what it is. But yeah, we only have 15 cards, and if you take out this Schoolgirl and Smuggler, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 11 cards, or I guess when you play this, you're really looking at that. So minus itself, yeah, we got 15 cards at any given moment that can be searched out by that. 14 cards if you can include the one that's being used. So consistency is pretty good on these. And then when it comes to consistency as well, right? Because Machu picks up any clan card, Machu is looking at, like, when I play Machu, it's really just the commands. The commands are the only things you can't grab because the commands don't have types. So when you choose Machu, it is weird to do it blind, but when you choose Machu, since bases do have traits, I am looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. There are only 14 cards in the deck that cannot be picked up blindly by Machu. And then last but not least, the other metric that matters is when it comes to the Omega Saikamu. The only cards I cannot pick up, well, these are the cards I can drop. So when Omega Saiku comes down, it can't pick itself, so that's 1, 2, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Almost 50% of my deck can get picked up by the Omega Saikamu. Out of all of my bodies, they're only, when I play Omega Saikamu and there's 2 left, supposedly somewhere, there's only 5 unit cards in my deck that I cannot flip off the top of my deck with Omega Saikamu. So those pretty much are those routes. And for the next part, I'll just kind of talk over the full deck list and then go from there. So to wrap this up, I guess when it comes to the matchups, your hardest matchup is going to be aggro. They can set up on the board and you have to do a lot of things to not die. That's what the close combats are there for. A lot of the saving grace comes from Shuji giving 2 HP, so you're going to be able to play out like Red Gundam into Shuji and swing over things, or Shugai's Gelgoog into Shuji and swing over things, and get some mileage out of that. That's where a lot of it comes from. You have to stabilize in order to beat them. But if you can get to like turn 4, turn 5 with like 3 shields left, in a lot of cases, it's hard for them to keep up with you because you've got Breach, you have a little bit of burn in your deck, you're swinging over this stuff, you're going super wide with bodies, and you can play out bases. So yeah, I think that aggro is your hardest matchup, but it is still doable. Now, when it comes over to the mid-range matchup, this mid-range matchup is really, really fun. It's where you have the most interaction. Another strong mid-range deck can meet you like a white-blue mid-range, and you guys will battle back and forth for dominance, and it could be a little close, but it's still very winnable. And then a lot of people ask, like, what do you do against wing and, like stall decks that play a bunch of blockers and get bigger like Epyon? Well, you guys saw the matchup I had. It was a very close matchup between them that could have been down to me just seeing another Machu or Shuji. However, now that I've fine-tuned the deck since that video, I really do believe that this deck has fun against those sort of late game decks, because now that most of those decks are either not playing ramp anymore or they can't because they're blue-white, they are going to give you turns to stabilize. And once you have those turns stabilized, you just start turning everything sideways. You start turning everything sideways, you start linking every turn. By the time they drop Wing 0, it's not even killing everything, and then you still have turns to swing out. There's a lot of ways to hit 6 here, especially with Red Gundam boosting people. A lot of your things have big HP stats due to Shuji, due to their natural bulk. Yeah, no, I think that this deck, like decks that don't play ramp but are playing top end and hope to just block their way to the late game, you literally give this deck way too much time to set up. So I'm enjoying this deck. Do I think it's tier 1? I think this deck can compete. I think this deck can definitely compete. We're going to have to see the presence of aggro and how mid-range changes. I think this deck can compete against most of the format. I do think we need to see the strength of other mid-range decks, because that's where this deck has to get down and dirty and just outvalue a fellow mid-range deck. Aggro is going to be hard. Like, if this game turned into complete aggro again, then I think this deck would it wouldn't be worth taking to an event, simply because you don't want 7 of your 8 rounds to be aggro. But I think if you're going to have an even Sprogen aggro mid-range control, this is a fine deck. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you guys have any other changes that you would make. Let me know how your builds are going. Like I said, I'm enjoying doing the Gundam card game content, and I'm super excited to have you guys here with me. So with that being said, thank you guys for being here. Like I said before, make sure you like the video if you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you want to catch more Gundam card game content on the UniX TCG channel. And then you can always go over to the membership. It's 99 cents a month. It doesn't cost much for you, but it all adds up to me, and I appreciate it. You can see extra additional unedited rounds of local, so you get more gameplay. You can enter in cool giveaways like the one that I am fumbling to grab off the screen right now. I just dropped half the stuff off the screen for no reason, but either way, you do have giveaways like the STO6 Clan Unity starter deck. I'm running it until the end of November, then I'll choose 3 lucky winners to win them, and I'll ship those out. So there's a lot of good stuff going on in Universe X, and if you want to see me game, you can always go over to Universe X Media, where I play plenty of games. I live stream. Right now we're going through Pokemon Legends ZA before we get back to Digimon Story Time Stranger, and we're just having a ball over here in Universe X. So thank you guys for all your support, and I'll see you next time.